Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today, tonight, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time it is for you when you are watching this video. Welcome to, for me, the end of 2023. It is 8:15 right now in my time zone on New Year's Eve. So we are just 3.5 hours away from New Year's. So I think it is fitting for me to go through end of the year albums, end of the year songs, the whole list and stuff like that. Now, this is technically part 2, but it doesn't matter which way you watch them. If you only watch one, if you watch none of them, yeah. This is going to go through my YouTube channel in the past year, the albums I have listened to in my channel. So my other video was just 2023 specifically, so stuff that I didn't react to, like that you can see on the channel, but just albums from 2023, those were on the list. This one is just going to be exclusively albums that you can see me react to from the past year of the channel. That hopefully makes sense. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do this one maybe a little different. In terms of albums, I kind of just had a hard time just putting them up on the actual Spotify page. So I think I'm just going to stay here, if that's all right, you know. Yeah, hopefully that's good. But, yeah, without further ado, should we start with albums or with songs? Let's do albums, okay. So, yeah, albums this year, and I feel like I'm going to be able to talk about each one a little more, just because all these albums are still pretty fresh, in terms that I've had more time to experience them, because I've edited the video, given it multiple listens after listening. So I think I have more experience with these albums. Now, in total, I counted that I did 15 albums that are on the channel. So a little more than one every month. So W to me. I hopefully want to double that next year. Hopefully. So I included obviously 10 in my top 10, which means that I had to exclude 5. But the first one that is technically excluded, but doesn't really count, is Lonerism by Tame Impala. It probably would have cracked the top 10, but I felt like I couldn't include it because you guys cannot see that reaction. I think I did it right after In Rainbows. No, it was before Scaring the Hose, sorry. I think that was in like March or something. I did Lonerism. The video was up for like 6 days, and then it got striked. I didn't get like a strike, but it got taken down. So you guys are not able to see that. And now I have one song that's in my honorable mentions, but other than that, you're not missing out on much. Lonerism, great album though. So the 5 that I did not include, unfortunately, No Love Deep Web, and Then You Pray For Me, Year of the Snitch, Thursday, Get Rich or Die Trying. Those were the 5 that I did not include in the top 10. So, without further ado, let's get into the top 10. Number 10 being something that you guys might have seen in the other video, we have got Utopia by Travis Scott. Now, just the whole anticipation for the album, the whole rollout, just seeing that live and talking like with everybody on Twitter and stuff and just on any social media, that was such a cool thing. I was so happy to be a part of that. And once the album actually came out, it lived up to its expectation. He took 5 years and he crafted something amazing. Honestly, amazing. You look at songs like My Eyes, Schizo, Hyena, Love, Lost Forever, Till Further Notice. These are beautifully crafted songs. These are generational songs. And this might have been higher if I listened, well, I mean, I can't say if I listened to it earlier, because it did not come out earlier. But I don't know. I just think the other ones are better. But yeah, phenomenal album. It's my second favorite Travis Scott album, behind Rodeo. I still think Rodeo is his best. I think he could top it though. If Utopia was this good, and now he's like actually deep in like making music right now, then I think that we could expect something great with his next album, 100%. And then seeing all the stuff from like his tour and stuff, and how many times he's played Fiend, is sick. So yeah, Utopia number 10. It's very nice. Now, number 9 is one that you guys would probably not expect to be here, but I have Bottomless Pit by Death Grips. And I know this video just came out, I think it was yesterday, but I recorded this back, like, I think I said in the video, it was October 30th. So that's 2 months later. Which, I'm going to try not to do that again. I think there were, like, the last 5 videos that I've made on the channel, except for the Spotify Wrapped, were made months in advance. So that's on me. But I'll try and be better at that the next year. Including one video that will hopefully come out tomorrow, that I've had recorded for, like, 2 weeks. Anyways, Bottomless Pit, such a good album. I don't think it's my favorite Death Grips album that I've listened to yet. But it's so catchy. It's so catchy. It's insane, honestly. Like, it's genuinely insane. Yeah, it's got its harshest beats, but it's got its catchiest beats too, and they're the same song. It's like there's no, I don't think there's like any misses. I like more. And then the other one I don't think I liked. No, I think I liked everything else. 80808, that one's grown on me. Bottomless Pit, the closing track is still so freaking good. Oh my gosh. And then Spikes, just how catchy it is with the electric guitar. So good. So good. So Bottomless Pit being here. Yes. It should definitely be here. Number 8. Sorry, I'm switching between the screens so much. I'm just making sure OBS is still going, you know. Number 8. Number 8, I think, is not the weirdest album I've listened to, but it's the one that's least in my comfort zone. But now with music, recently, I've been listening to so much stuff. I'm trying to, like, not build a comfort zone at all. Like, I know hip-hop is my main thing, and I think that will hopefully be my main thing for a long time. But I've been diving into rock, R&B, like, I guess more pop I've been going into. So, trying to branch out a little bit, and this one definitely helped me branch out. Homogenic by Bjork is a beautiful album. It's electronic. It's similar to another album that we will talk about later. If you know, you know. But it's beautiful at the same time. Bjork's voice is something I have never heard. Never heard anything like it. It's amazing. When we get around to Vespertine, which I want to do kind of early next year, I'm really excited. Songs on there, Hunter, or like Bachelorette, Alarm Call, and All Is Full of Love. Yeah, those are fantastic songs. I don't think any of them cracked the top 10 though, but still phenomenal album, phenomenal artist. It's just such an interesting listen. If you guys haven't listened to Homogenic by Bjork, maybe check out like a song or two, because it's interesting. It's interesting, but in a great way. So, number 7 is in my other video. Oh damn! I don't think I can. No, I'm not going to spoil anything. Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Number 7, Scaring the Hose, JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown. I keep on forgetting that this isn't like an actual part 2. You could watch this before you watch the other one. Scaring the Hose, JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown, number 7. Just phenomenal. I was getting into JPEG Mafia right when I think it was like really beginning of 2023. I was getting into his sound. Veteran, I'd listened to quite a bit. I liked Veteran. And then before Scaring the Hose, I listened to LP. And I didn't listen to Offline, but I listened to LP. And yeah, that was amazing. So, Danny Brown, I'd listened to Atrocity Exhibition. And I think that's basically all I'd listened to from him. So getting ready for this, watching the Danny Brown show, and him and Peggy being on one show and saying that they were making this album. So excited. And in the video, it might be my longest video to date, honestly. I have my channel pulled up. I remember it being long. It was 2 hours. So, like, exactly 2 hours. So, I think it's my second longest. Yeah, it looks like my second longest. So, pretty sick. Yeah, just had a lot to say. Great songs. Just insane. Insanely experimental. Insanely impressive. All independent. It exudes freedom. Just beautiful. Beautiful in the scariest way. Thank you, Peggy and Danny. Number 6. Number 6 is an album I've done pretty recently. I think I did it in October, and I think the video came out in October, so it's good on me. We have the one and only Denny Cascade. It is Taboo by Denzel Curry. Such a good rap album. I might have Melt My Eyes, See Your Future above it barely, but it could change any day, honestly. What he did on Taboo is so good. The atmosphere is great. It gets darker as you go down. Incredible rapping from Denzel Curry. Like, he's so consistent, and that's what everyone talks about how consistent he is. And it's just true. Everything he's released is just good. I haven't listened to Imperial, which some people say is his best album. That's like the one, like, music nerds, I think, favorite album from Denzel Curry. So I'm going to have to check out Imperial, maybe on the channel. So good. You're going to see a song on there be on the top 10. It's really good. Really good. Number 5. Number 5, if you look up this video on my YouTube channel, it will not be good. This will not be a good video. It makes sense that it has the least amount of views by a long shot. Yeah, it has the least amount of views by a long shot. Except for the videos that I've released recently, but, you know. We have B by Common. And I wish you guys could have seen my reaction, because I think the amount of editing I put into that video before it got copyrighted, it probably would have been one of my best videos. Genuinely. It would have been one of my best videos. I put a lot of work into that production. But, anyways, amazing album. Common is such a good rapper. It's more like a Kendrick Lamar, where his words are, like, really, like, deep and metaphoric. The beats are amazing. I think, 9 out of the 11 songs were produced by Kanye, and the other 2 were by J Dilla. You can't beat that. Those are 2 of the greatest producers ever. Those are both in my top 5. Yeah. Top 5 producers. Great. You're gonna see a song in the honorable mentions, because I also have an honorable mentions tab, you know. Yeah. Let's see, what are we at? We're at number 4. We're already in the top 4. It feels like I haven't been yapping for too long, so hopefully we can keep that. Number 4, it blew me away. It blew me away when I first listened to it. The genius from this man is, you can't deny the genius. It's one of the greatest things I've heard. Genuinely. I didn't think he could top what he did before, but he did. And if that doesn't reveal the answer for you, I'll just say it. Number 4, Echoes of Silence by The Weeknd. House of Balloons was already one of my favorite mixtapes ever. So good. Some of my favorite songs, like, honestly, ever. Wicked Games, Coming Down, House of Balloons, Glass Table Girls, The Knowing, The Party and the After Party. All of that being on one album, insane. I think Echoes of Silence might have it beat. Might. So close, but it might be over House of Balloons. It's so consistent. You have Dirty Diana, Montreal, Outside, XO the Host, Initiation, Same Old Song, The Fall, Next, and Echoes of Silence, all back to back to back to back. And the one thing Echoes of Silence does that House of Balloons doesn't is, and I don't think I said this in the video, it is the transitions. I don't think any other part of the trilogy has those transitions. And you might not think of it as like a big thing, but in terms of listening to it as a whole, it's a completely different experience. I think that kind of edges it out for me over House of Balloons, is that it feels like a whole cohesive project. When you go from like What You Need into House of Balloons, Glass Table Girls, it feels like a big jump, so mellow, but then so high energy. Even if that's the case on, like, example, EXO the Host going into Initiation. It's that low energy on the Host to Initiation way up here, but it's just that little transition towards the very end, and it carries it. And then my favorite transition from Outside to EXO the Host. Oh my god. But just in terms of transitions, let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about the actual craftsmanship. Il Angelo, that's the name I can think of right now. I know there's another one. But Il Angelo, production game, insane, 100%. Such good production. And then The Weeknd's voice. Dirty Diana, he genuinely sounds like Michael Jackson. And I know it's just a Michael Jackson rendition, but I don't think I've heard Dirty Diana. So just him immediately sounding like Michael Jackson, it's not like a nostalgia thing. It's not for me. Maybe he was trying to because it's a rendition, but still, insanely good. I think Next had some great vocals too. Everything about it was so good. Everything about Echoes of Silence is so good. And yeah, that's my number 4. Number 3. Everybody knew that this would be on here. Okay? For good reason. Let's just spoil it right now. This is my number 1 most viewed video. For great reason. This is my number 1 most viewed video. I had heard of this band before. From my dad. Shout out, Dad, if you're watching this. Played a couple songs here and there. But then I look at Rate Your Music, because I think that was the same time Kendrick Lamar passed this album for the number 1 spot in top 100 rated albums, or just top rated albums of all time on Rate Your Music. And so I wanted to check it out. This was the same day as the Super Bowl as well, so there were some things to look forward to. After listening to this album, instead of thinking about the Super Bowl, when I think about that Super Bowl, I only think of this album. I'll just say it. Okay, computer, Radiohead. This album is over 20 years old. It's over 20 years old and it sounds that good. This is one of the greatest things I've ever heard. Like, every song is good. Like, I can't even begin to, like, talk about it. generational music, and that's not that's an understatement. This music will be played for like eternity. If they're sending one album up to the aliens, it might be this song, or it might be this album. Yeah, just every single musician in Radiohead goes so well together. Goes so well together. It's crazy how good they did this. This is only their third album. And before they made Pablo Honey and The Bends, I think Pablo Honey didn't have that good reception, but The Bends I think was pretty good. I haven't listened to either of them. And then OK Computer comes out, and it shocks the world, which it should. It should shock the world. It makes sense that this is the number 2 rated greatest album of all time. Makes 1,000% sense. Every song hits. Just the vibe of it. You go from a song like Airbag, the high, just insane production, the electric guitar, the drumming, it's insane. But then you go to something so dark, as in Climbing Up the Walls. So good. Let Down, underrated. I'm just playing. I know. I now know that that's kind of like a meme now. Maybe it's not a meme, but I've seen like people on like Reddit talk about that. About how Let Down is underrated, and I think somebody commented that on my video as well. So shout out to you. Anyways, such a good album. When talking about Homogenic, I said that it was about like it had similar music production to another album. It was this one, OK Computer and Homogenic. Both of them being released in the same year is crazy. That's insane. Yeah, just amazing. One of the greatest things I've heard. Speaking of greatest things I've heard, number 2. Now, number 3 and number 2, it was tough. It was tough. And I kind of didn't want... I don't know, I'm not going to say anything. Number 2 for me is an album that I forget I did this year. I think, looking at it, if I go here and, I'm just going to mute it up, This was released, December 31st, 2022. I mean, come on, that's basically 2023. So, we're gonna include it. I couldn't not include it. Let's just say that. We have Blonde, Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, please release a new album. Please. It's a genius. It is genius. I don't know how he did this. I don't know how he made an album so good. Just all the technical parts of it, too. How it's an hour long, split right in the middle on nights with that beat switch. How far is a light year? 9 minutes, 24 seconds, 9.4 trillion kilometers. Every song, some of the greatest songs I've ever heard are on that album. And I'm not going to talk about them because they might be in the top 10 songs. But, so good. This Frank just exploring himself and just trying to identify who he is, struggling with so many problems, internal and external. It baffles me that he's able to create this, and I love the message that he puts, especially at the end of the album. It always sticks with me. It's about how he's getting paid 200, 400, 600, 800K, but then he says, I should be paying them. It's his therapy. It's his therapy. But he's getting paid for it. So that begs the question, why hasn't he released an album since then? Huh? 7 years? Really? Sorry about that. Yeah, one of the greatest albums I've heard. One of the greatest albums I've heard. And I feel like I'm kind of just throwing that around, but genuinely, it is beautifully crafted, perfectly crafted. This is generational music. Generational music. Which leads me to number 1. Now, if you guys have followed most of the videos I've done on this channel, then you will think, or you know what the number one is. Which it has to be. It has to be number one. In Rainbows by Radiohead. The most perfect you can get. I think it's the most perfect you can get in terms of an album. It's 10 songs, 40 minutes. Not a second of music is unwasted. Not a second of music is unwasted. I'm just going to look at the track list right now. 15 Step. One of the greatest intros to an album I've heard. Body Snatchers. Just insanely chaotic but controlled chaos. I've never heard anything like any of these songs. Nude, Weird Fishes, All I Need, Faust Arp. It's actually not a bad song. I love the orchestration, and I know in my reaction, I said that it wasn't that good of a song, but I feel like I've completely changed whole thing about it. It's it acts as an interlude, but it still has some great words being said in it. Reckoner, I think, was the biggest grower for me in total. Reckoner is probably in my top 4 now on this album for greatest songs. But before, it was my least favorite. I was contemplating not putting a heart next to it. How did I think of not putting a heart next to Reckoner? House of Cards, beautiful. Jigsaw falling into place, and Videotape ending it. You can't get more perfect than In Rainbows. If you have never listened to In Rainbows, and you're waiting for a perfect time to do it, then do that. But if you just haven't listened to it, please listen to In Rainbows. 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 It's so good. It's so good. It's probably the best thing I've listened to. If we're being honest with ourselves. It's probably the best thing I've ever experienced. Now, don't take any of that out of context, okay? Because that sounds like crazy meat writing, which it might be. Yeah. I don't know if my opinions on it will change as time goes on. I don't know if this will remain to be one of the best things I've listened to. Ever since that reaction, I've probably listened to this album 50 times. At least. I might be addicted. I listen to it every day for a month after. And that's actually being real. I did. And that was a weird time too. It was during summer, but it was almost just it's just a weird time in my life. Interesting time. And In Rainbows made it even more interesting. It also performed pretty well, so I gotta talk good about it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, my third most viewed video. Yeah. So that's my top 10. Just great. Just great music we listen to, guys. Honestly. Now it's time to get into some even greater music. Top 10 songs of the year. Damn. I don't know if I should do it like what I did with the other video, where no, I'm not gonna play the songs. I'm not gonna play the songs. Because I feel like that would just take a little too long, you know. So we might go through this a little quicker. Yeah. So, number 10 song, I have it written as songs of the year. I gotta put, not just top 10 songs, okay. It's not songs of the year. Because this first one was not made this year. Number 10, Many Men by 50 Cent. Okay, I just realized I skipped over honorable mentions. let's just talk about Many Men, okay? Let's just talk about Many Men, then we'll go over honorable mentions. Yes. So, Many Men, 50 Cent, the backstory behind it. My man's got shot, I think like 6 or 7 times in the chest. And lived to tell the story. How does that even happen to a person? And the lyrics that he's going, I just love the chorus. The many men wish death upon me. He's talking about the experience there. There's blood in his eyes. He can't see. Like, he's being so descriptive with these lyrics. And painting such a beautiful story. I feel like it has to be on here. It's such a meaningful song. It's so meaningful. It has so much passion. Like, you can tell that he's not aggressive with it. Because his voice is not naturally aggressive. It's soft. It's a little soft-spoken, but you can tell that he has anger. You can tell that he has frustration, but at the same time happiness, because he's able to, like, exist. This is a message to everyone who doubts him, and people who tried to end his life. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. So that's number 10. Let's go over these honorable mentions real quick, because I kind of forgot to include those. There's something like 7. So we have B, intro. I wanted it to be on here, but I think it's just like, it doesn't do that much of for like a song that like it can't be up here, but it's just awesome. Patiently Waiting, 50 Cent with Eminem, just killer. Apocalypse Dreams, Lonerism. You can, it's on my TikTok. You can see like a 10-second reaction to Apocalypse Dreams. So if you really want to go see, or maybe the video got blocked. Hold on, let me check real quick. I just need to check if this. Oh, I got Young Sheldon clips on here, man. I can just go to my account. Lonerism. Oh, look. Yes, sir. So you can see that 10-second clip on my TikTok. Plug in the TikTok. You already know. Yeah. All I Need, Radiohead. I wish this was on here. This is probably the closest to being on the top 10. Such a good song. God Loves You, JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown. Such a fantastic song. Along with Kingdom Hearts Key from Scaring the Hose. So good. The Tourist, Radiohead. Such a good closer. Every time I listen to it, I'm transported to another world. And then Nights by Frank Ocean, very similar. This is probably the closest to being in the top 10. Just couldn't include it, man. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I think Many Men goes above all those. But barely. Anyways, number 9 is a song from Taboo. Phenomenal rap song. Got 2, technically 3 features, but 2 mentioned features. Just so good. Every person killed their verse. It is Vengeance by Denzel Curry featuring JPEG Mafia and Zillakami. Like, you can't get better rapping wise, dude. They have so much anger. They're taking vengeance on the people who did them wrong. In the music video, Denzel Curry is dead, but then he has like this new it's like an alter ego, but like a new just like physical form, and he's tormenting his killer. It's so sick. It's so sick. JPEG Mafia made it past 25. So good. Because I think that was after Veteran. But still, he's kind of like a new guy, you know? And then Zillakami. Whew, he is angry. His voice is so cool. I gotta check out just Zillakami in general. Because he's sick. Zillakami's awesome. Number 8. This is from an album that I did not talk about in the top 10. This comes from Thursday. This is probably my favorite song on Thursday, surprisingly. It is The Birds, Part 2. This song struck me so deep when I first heard it. Emotionally, I was like destroyed after. It was insane. Such an odd experience. But it's like it starts with a gunshot. Like he's like threatening, or maybe he did. I'm not. It's been a while since I listened to it, but shot like his girlfriend, or just his lover. And then just talking the sample, the paper cut bliss, or yeah, something like that. Just how you can't love if you love. It's like damage. It hurts you if you love. And just the production, the soundscape, and then at the very end, all the vultures and all the crows or whatever, the ravens, just like screeching. It's unpleasant, but it's beautiful, beautifully unpleasant, unpleasantly beautiful. Yeah, I don't know what's happening in my chair. Yeah, Birds Part 2, number 8, beautiful. Number 7 is on In Rainbows. It is track number 4, Weird Fishes / Arpeggi. Musically beautiful. There's some good lyrics on there. It'd be... I forgot. Oh, I forgot the lyrics. But, lyrics are great. But the production really gets me. Especially, like, the song is long. I remember it being, like, a long song. It's 5 minutes, 18 seconds. Like, that's a long song. And then that second part where it kind of comes back, and then it's kind of got, like, the humming there. Dude, it's just beautiful. I mean, there's really no other way I can describe it. It's beautiful. All the instruments work so well together. Tom York's talking about hitting the bottom. Here's the lyric. It'd be crazy not to follow. Just repeating that. I get eaten by the worms and weird fishes. Beautiful. Yeah, production. Such a good song. Such a good song. But I think the next one has it beat. Yeah. Number 6. Very recent. But it's so good. We have XO, The Host, by The Weeknd. It might be my favorite Weeknd song. Very close. It's definitely in top 3 or top 2 Weeknd songs so far. So good. Just coming after Outside, going into XO with the crazy electronic guitars. Oh my gosh, when the chorus comes in. And then that switch into The Host. Talking about how you gotta meet my boys, just ride with it. It's kind of a contrast to Party and After Party. Oh my god. Never forget the infamous window shopping incident. I think I kind of blocked that out on the video, but I talked about it. That was funny. I talked about how the girl was actually window shopping, like trying to purchase a window instead of like just looking at like jewelry through a window. So dumb on me, but still, it makes me remember the song in my head just from that experience. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. If I had more time with it, it might be like way higher up. So good. Yeah. I'm just saying so good a lot because it is. It's so good. Like number 5. Number 5, another Radiohead song. There's more Radiohead, trust me. All right. This comes from OK Computer. This is Paranoid Android. Paranoid Android was one of the songs that I came into the album knowing. That was one of the songs my dad showed me. And it's 6.5 minutes. I remember one comment, after I said it reminded me of Bohemian Rhapsody, they said it was a mix of Bohemian Rhapsody and Happiness is a Warm Gun by the Beatles. And I think that's what inspired me to go kind of into the Beatles. Because I listened to that song, and that song was great. And then listened to Abbey Road, that was great. Still need to do more Beatles, by the way. I don't think I've done any Beatles on here, but I only know Abbey Road. Abbey Road is not up there, but I have a vinyl of it, and my grandfather has a vinyl of it, so it's cool that we can share that. That's sick. Yeah. 6 minutes. It's got like 3 parts. The production is phenomenal. Tom York's voice and how he's able, especially on that third part, just how he's able to wind his voice and just lift it up, bring it down, and then with the background vocals, the humming. Oh my gosh. And then the crazy electronic second part. The music video for Paranoid Android is ingrained in my head because my dad showed that to me. it was funny. But now I can't disassociate both of them together. So thank you, Dad. Just a phenomenal song. One of my favorite songs. Definitely. So that's number 5. Number 4 is a bit of a shocker. Kind of a bit of a shocker for me, but I think it's just so freaking good. I can't stop listening. I cannot stop listening to this song. This song is as abrasive as you can get. As chaotic as you can get. As loud as you can get. This is No Love by Death Grips. Oh my gosh. I just gotta talk about the drums in this song. Zach Hill is a monster. Zach Hill is my favorite drummer ever. And I don't know that many drummers, but easily the best drummer I've ever heard. What he's able to do, the amount of power he puts in those drums with MC Ride's crazy vocals. I don't know a word he's saying except for the chorus and the post-chorus and the pre-chorus. All the verses, I don't know what he's saying. But it's the power and just how he's able to use his voice. Andy Moran, he's able to produce it beautifully. And the music video gets me every single time. It's layered 2 ways. It's got the breaks where it's like 1,000%, I used to give a fuck. And then it's like, on the 29th day, I gave a fuck. On the 30th day, I did not give a fuck. And it just keeps going throughout the whole time. And there's these little breaks. But then Zach Hill, towards the end, is literally destroying his drum set. He's throwing everything all over. He's ripping it. It's insane. And then MC Ride is just he's doing a handstand in the middle of the song. And then there's a speaker that Zach Hill's on. He's looking like Jesus Christ with how freaking defeated and tired he looks. And MC Ride is literally yelling into the speaker on top of him. It's incredible. It's incredible. One of my favorite music videos ever. Genuinely. It's so good. It's such a good song. No Love is such a good song. Yeah, that song could destroy a Victorian child. 100%. 100%. So, that's my number 4. Let's see what we got. 44 minutes, that's pretty good. Number 3. Number 3 is a song that means a lot to me. One of the most beautiful songs I've heard. Beautiful. He's able to craft something so perfect. This is Frank Ocean. This is Self-Control. I had heard how good Self-Control was. And I think in the music video, not in the music video, in the album reaction, I was looking for something like that. But when I didn't really, maybe I just didn't. I was expecting more, but I enjoyed it a lot, but it didn't really like hit me. You know, it didn't hit me. Going back to it so many times, like lyrically, the song is perfect. Lyrically, the song is perfect. There's not a bad lyric on here. Like if we go, I just looked up Frank Ocean. I need to look up Self-Control. I'm on Genius right now, you know. Okay, I spelled it very wrong, and now I can't seem to get him. We're getting there. Here we go. 2.9 million listens. Let me just read you the lyrics because there's not that many lyrics. Okay, poolside combo, bet your summer last night, and give you no play. Okay, yeah, that's just the intro, you know. I'll be the boyfriend in your wet dreams tonight. Noses on a rail, little virgin wears the white. You cut your hair, but you used to live a blonded life. Wish I was there. Wish we'd grown up on the same advice, and our time was right. And then, of course, keep a place for me. I'll sleep between y'all. It's nothing. Now and then you miss it. Sounds make you cry. So nice you dance with tears in your eyes. I came to Visage because you see me like a UFO. That's like never, because I made you use your self-control, and you made me lose my self-control. Like, it's just so beautiful about how this relationship, he still wants to be a part of it, even though the person is already in like another relationship almost. He's like, just keep a place for me. I'll sleep between y'all. Like, it's beautiful. The relationship is just dwindling down, and then just the outro. I know you gotta leave. Take down some summertime. Give up. Just tonight. Just one more time. One more time, please. I know you got someone coming. Your spitting game. Know you got it. It's just beautiful. It's hauntingly beautiful. Yeah. Such a good song. Such a good song. Easily my favorite off Blonde. One of the best songs I've heard. Hopefully I don't live through it, you know. I like singing along to it. Hopefully I don't live through it. But time will tell. Number 2. Also, one of the most beautiful songs I've heard. Ever. This comes from In Rainbows. This is Nude. Track number 3. You guys can see my reaction to Nude on YouTube. And on... How's my voice crack? And on TikTok. It's on there. So good. Like, genuinely levitated. I think it's my most played song. It's got to be one of my most played songs. If I go to your top songs 2023, it's in the top 15. It's in the top 15 most played songs of the year. And I discovered that song like late June. Oh my gosh, Nude is so good. Like, perfect. It barely has any lyrics. Like, we're gonna search up Nude. I'm gonna search up Nude. Like, barely any lyrics. It's just 2 verses, and they're so short. Don't get any big ideas. They're not gonna happen. You paint yourself white and fill up the noise, but there'll be something missing. Now that you found it, it's gone. Now that you feel it, you don't. You've gone off the rails. So don't get any big ideas. They're not gonna happen. You'll go to hell for what your dirty mind is thinking. That's it. Those are the only lyrics. Those are the only lyrics. Oh my gosh. That's it. It's... If you have not listened to Nude, please listen to Nude. Your life might change. your life might change. There's not much more I could say about it. There's not much more I can say about it. Kind of like this next one. I don't really know what to say about this one, but it's just my number one. It's just my number one. Number one for me. Radiohead. OK Computer. Track 4. Exit music for a film. I haven't listened to much music. I've been listening for 2 years, like, really listening for 2 years. This is the greatest musical moment I think I've ever listened to. The build-up for the whole song is insane. And the release is the greatest drop I've ever heard. That's not like an exaggeration. It's probably the greatest thing I've ever heard. Musically. It's so powerful. Like, I start to, like, cry every time I hear it. Even when I'm just in, like, whatever situation. Just because of how powerful it is. That's really all I can say. For those who have listened to exit music for a film, you get what I mean. And just with more listens, it gets better. It just gets better. I think for this whole video, you guys have learned that Radiohead is phenomenal. And yes, Radiohead is phenomenal. That's basically the main takeaway I can take from this year of my YouTube channel. Radiohead is incredible. And let's just say that tomorrow, you guys might be getting a video talking about Radiohead more, if you catch my drift. It's a big hit for the next video tomorrow. That's the video I was waiting 2 weeks for. So, yeah, you can see kind of what I have right now on here, what I've been looking at. Window capture, we can change it to this. Yeah, it's just in a Google Doc, you know. Yeah, all this. That's basically what I was looking at. So when I was right here, I was like, oh, number 10, Many Men. But then I forgot that I put the honorable mentions up here. Yup. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for such a good year. I did not expect to get this much attention. But the grind doesn't stop. 2024, we're coming harder. Please pause on that. We're coming harder. But in a way of making more videos. And just doing more with the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for such a wonderful year. See you guys in the next video. Have a great new year. Have a great life. Peace.